Good evening, Bulls fans. This is Matt Gritzmacher from ubbullrun.com. Just checking in with a quick video recap of tonight's women's soccer game against number 7 West Virginia. This is the third time in a year that the women have played a top 10 opponent, and the first time they've been able to do so with an entirely healthy team. Against Virginia Tech last year, the Bulls were without Laura Dougal after she was hurt against Niagara, and against Penn State in the NCAA tournament, they lost Jackie Hall at the half. I'll cut to the chase. UB lost, but oh boy, they forced overtime against West Virginia, which no one had done this year. They only gave up a single goal, which only Virginia Tech, ranked number 9 right now, Penn State, ranked number 4, and Maryland had done this year. And so UB's the third team to lose to West Virginia 1-0, and the fourth to hold them to just a single goal. But their peers there are all Power 5 conference teams. 2 of them are ranked in the top 10, like West Virginia. There's almost nothing you can say about this game than just to stand up and cheer for women's soccer. Don't even look at the scoreline. This was as strong a performance as they've had. In terms of strategy and standouts, there's not a lot to say. West Virginia had 41 shots on the game, 11 of them on target, although I'll quibble with that because the 11th was an own goal. And that's what's so even more amazing about this game is West Virginia couldn't even score. The goal happened when they sent a blind cross in and it bounced off of Andrea Kniper's shins in the 97th minute as the first overtime was starting to wind down. But credited with 11 shots on goal. Laura Dougal obviously made 10 saves. That's a career high for her. 4 of them were absolutely incredible in the second half and beyond. There was 2 midway through the second half where she was lying on the ground and was able to stop them twice. One about 10 minutes later where she had to dive to her left to keep one out. And then about 2 or 3 minutes before the winning goal, she made what the announcer on the West Virginia stream called a professional save, and it was nothing short of that. She was absolutely stellar today. The entire team was absolutely stellar. UB only got 1 shot, period, and that came off of a free kick that Jackie Hall took, and she sent it pretty far over. It wasn't much of a threat at all. But Dougal made a career-high 10 saves. UB very rarely got the ball out of their own half, and it did not matter. They played with incredible commitment to their defensive shape, with incredible commitment to their system. They were aggressive to the ball. They did what they needed to do, and it worked for 97 minutes, which is a lot longer than anyone else has managed to make it work against West Virginia this year. West Virginia is obviously, unless UB gets Penn State again in the NCAA tournament, the strongest team without a doubt that UB will face this season. Like I've said a couple times now, this is a wonderful performance from UB. A 1-0 loss it's tough to see that L, and it's especially tough to lose in overtime when you're only 12 minutes away from a tie. But just an absolutely incredible game. I could turn this video into 20 minutes talking about each player, but beyond Jackie Hall, who it goes without saying is a star in the middle, and Laura Dougal, 2 freshmen were really standouts for the Bulls today. Bree Shingri on the fullback edge, she was often matched up one-on-one with Canadian World Cup women's national team member Ashley Lawrence. And Bree Shingri is absolutely fearless. John's been highlighting that a bit. We've been real high on her early in the season. I can't say enough good about what she did today. She had a tremendous clearance early in the first overtime, in the only overtime, to save a goal. She saved a number of dangerous chances. She's a real star as a freshman. The other person I really want to highlight is also a freshman, Rebecca Bramble. We've seen that Bramble is fast as all get out, and we've seen that she's pretty fearless and willing to pressure the ball when the opposing team has it back in their end. And UB, I believe it was the right call to really sit back and not push too hard off their first free kick. They only got 3. Off their first free kick, West Virginia turned into a counter pretty fast. It was a dangerous situation. Even in that situation, UB needed a real hustle to get people back. So I applaud the game plan. But as a result, they had very few chances for offense. And Rebecca Bramble created several of what limited chances there were. She went right after Kadisha Buchanan, also a member of the Canadian women's national team, named the best young player at the Women's World Cup this summer. And Bramble went right after her and didn't really get anything to show for it, but I believe did draw a yellow card. No, she didn't. She drew a foul. But kudos to Bramble on the offensive end, to Shingari on the defensive end. Kudos to the whole team. I've already talked too long. You will not see a better defensive performance this year. If you do, then UB won't give up another goal against a MAC team at all. It's that simple. The Bulls get a week off and are next back in action to start their MAC conference play against Ohio. I don't have the schedule up right now, but I think it's a home game against Ohio, and I think it's Friday, but don't quote me on that. Read to the bottom of the article where I'll have time to actually look that up. Wherever you are, let out a cheer for women's soccer. Hell of a game from them today. Don't just look at the score line. And John and I will see you Sunday night at 10 for the Olympic Roundup, as we always do.